right, so let's talk about that. How does that happen across the country in the week to come? What are you most worried about, having run against Donald Trump and fully understanding exactly how things can go with him and his lack of respect for the law and norms? What are you most worried about as we head into the RNC and the weeks to come for Joe Biden as a candidate?
Well, Mika, I'm really worried that there will be direct interference with the election through the manipulation of the Postal Service. I heard Senator Tammy Duckworth say that on your program just a little bit earlier this morning. I don't think there's any doubt that any sensible person should have that there's a deliberate effort to sabotage vote by mail. That's an incredible attack on our election system and everything else that the post office does, like deliver prescription medicine to veterans and Social Security checks and everything. I'm also worried that the disinformation campaign that was run in 2016 and unfortunately believed by a lot of people as post-election academic analyses showed, will be really ramped up. And I agree with one of your earlier commentators that it will be directed both at Joe Biden and at Kamala Harris, and it will be no holds barred. And if you go and look at the most liked or the most shared Facebook posts, for example, in the top 10, most days, it's 8, 9, or 10 that are either directly from Trump or allies of Trump supporting his campaign, supporting the outrageous things that he says and does. So I'm worried about direct interference, undermining vote by mail, and I'm worried about the impact of the propaganda.
Well, and
Secretary
in terms of the messaging,
go ahead, Mika.
Oh, go ahead, Willie. All right, I'll take it. In terms of the messaging to the American people about the election,
Right.
Do they need clear messaging in terms of how massive vote by mail will work if the Postal Service and governors and lawmakers are able to shore it up? Because in the middle of a pandemic, this may be a very different election. It may not look like past elections. Yes, we may not have the results on the night of the election.
Oh, I think that's probably likely. And
Right.
One of the themes that ran through the 4 nights of the convention, starting on Monday night with Michelle Obama and Barack Obama and I and others, was to please get a plan for voting. If you're going to vote by mail, do it as soon as you can. Follow all the rules. Take a picture of your ballot. If you're going to vote in person, if you can, vote early. Get everybody you know to vote early. But here's what we already know is going to happen. Unfortunately, the RNC and the Trump campaign have already said they're going to have a lot of intimidators at the polls. Trump just reinforced that by saying that he was going to have off-duty law enforcement, retired law enforcement, and the like, to really demonstrate a kind of authoritarian approach toward the election by trying to scare people literally away from the polls. So be a poll worker, be part of the campaign to protect our election, regardless of party. This should be a nonpartisan commitment on the part of Americans.
Thanks for checking out MSNBC on YouTube, and make sure you subscribe to stay up to date on the day's biggest stories. And you can click on any of the videos around us to watch more from Morning Joe and MSNBC. Thanks so much for watching.